Now, at running back last year, they used a first-round pick in the 20s on Najee Harris, and it was obvious he was going to get plugged in right away. You take a running back in round one,
yes,
any spot in round one,
get him in.
You know he's your starter, and that was an area of clear need for them. They let James Conner walk away in free agency. They were obviously pivoting to a running back to the point where it was so obvious they were on to Najee Harris. I'm surprised for the same reasons. I'm surprised they weren't jumped for Kenny Pickett this year. I'm surprised they weren't jumped for Najee Harris last year. A report emerged yesterday that Najee Harris has had a 12-pound weight gain from 232 to 244. Najee Harris reacted to that pointedly and frustratedly on social media. He claims he weighed 240 last year, denies that he has gained weight. Reporters really don't be knowing nothing, just be tweeting S blank blank T.
Shit.
Look, he doesn't.
Saying shit there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, in case anybody, it's not stuff. All right, so here's the point. Because I see Jerome Bettis weighed 243 pounds when he arrived in Pittsburgh in 1996. Najee Harris is not a guy that you look at and say he's thick. He's not built that way.
No.
So if he wants to add 12 pounds to his frame to be a little more durable this year and not sacrifice any speed, plenty of guys gain weight and they don't sacrifice speed. Just because you're 12 pounds heavier doesn't mean that you're out of shape. Maybe you're in better shape. Maybe you're better equipped to the wear and tear
Maybe
of
you're more
playing running back in the NFL.
No doubt.
He's not a guy that you would look at and say, hey, maybe he should cut out the Twinkies. I mean,
right.
he's
doubt.
Very athletic and in great shape. And
if that's 240 right there, he looks good to me.
I don't care what he weighs if he looks like that.
Exactly right. I don't care either. And, again, sometimes what happens, I think, and this can happen to anybody. I'm not just blaming the media or whatever, but they just see, what's he in the book for as far as his weight. And NFL teams, they don't care that much about that stuff all the time. It's just it's not like high school and college where we're trying to make our guys look a little bit bigger or we want to make this guy look a little different. It's like he came in during OTAs as a rookie last year. They weighed him on that day, and they were like, oh, he weighs 230 today. He might have not been training or doing anything at that point. But then by the time, okay, now I start and run sprints and get in shape and I'm lifting weights and you get to training camp and he was 240. And I think your point's real. He's a sledgehammer running back. He's a car crash running back. He carried the ball 309 times last year for 3.9 yards per carry. So he's got to be able to hit some people. And I'm with you. I don't have any problem with a little weight gain, even if he is just a few pounds. As long as he looks right and his feet are moving quick like that, he's fine.
Yeah, it's just, look, I typically will not shout down any stories that fall into our laps because we're here to traffic in those stories and explain them and address them. But sometimes there's a story where we have to say it really shouldn't have been a story. It really isn't a story. Look at the guy. He's in shape. I don't care what the scale says. The guy is ready to go for his second NFL season.
Right.
There's a chance he's going to be spectacular this year.
Well,
the second year, more confidence.
Yes.
I mean, this guy could end up becoming our next Derrick Henry in the NFL.
Sure.
It took Derrick Henry a while to get going. You give him some blocking, you diversify the offense a little bit where you have to actually worry about the downfield passing game and it's all just not dink and dunk, and you have guys who stretch the field and a quarterback who's willing and able to throw the ball down the field. All of a sudden it opens up those running lanes and 3.9 becomes 4.9 per carry, Chris.
No doubt about it. Yes, he could be that kind of power element that Derrick Henry has. Now, he doesn't have the long speed. Right, that's going to be the only difference. I mean, I think Najee Harris, as I looked it up a minute ago, his longest run of the year was 37 yards, and that's pretty status quo for him. That's not what he is. He's going to be a lot of great 5 and 10 and 12 and 15-yard runs like you're talking about. He's going to wear people out with his size. He's got incredible feet for his size. That's really special in between the tackles and everything. And, again, back to the weight thing, too. This is just one thing I think the general public needs to realize at times. And again, I'm not holding myself out of this because sometimes I got to remind myself, too. Guys like this are freaks of nature. This is a freak of nature that most of the public cannot relate to the human, what we're talking about here. We're talking about a guy that can go into a weight room and bench press, once a week and squat heavy once a week and put on 5 pounds of muscle like it's nothing. like he's been like training every day for the rest of his life. That's the kind of person we're talking about here too. So that's where he put on 4, 6, 8 pounds, and if it doesn't look sloppy, then I definitely wouldn't worry about it, because it's an NFL running back and they have muscles growing out of their ears.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine, and I think he'll be great this year, health permitting, and that's the one thing with running backs. I'm not trying to jinx him. That's the thing with running backs. You always have to be concerned about Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, whoever. It is a demanding position. Car crashes one after the other. Your body needs to hold up. You need to be durable, and sometimes you don't find out that you're durable until you prove that you are durable.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.